build houses are notoriously bad in The Sims, but especially the base game ones. And I've been remodeling some of the houses from different EPs, but I haven't remodeled one from base game in a very long time, if at all, on this channel. So I thought it's about time to do a base game build. So let's renovate a base game house together. So over here in the Bedrock Strait neighborhood of Oasis Springs sits this house over here. It's called Nookstone. And from the gallery view, it doesn't look like terrible, like it's bad, but this is like the back of the house and it's rough. It's a very rough house. So we're gonna fix it. So this is the house. It's meant to be some sort of mid-century kind of thing with like the slanted roof and the wall tiles and paneling and like this. What's up with this? But the roof is a different color. It looks like it's supposed to be like a garage door, and like inside is so small. There's not even a bedroom. There's not a wall here. Where's the wall? Why isn't there a wall with a door? It's not even a house. It's a studio. There's no real bedroom. And it's rough. So we're gonna remodel it. It's gonna be interesting because it's small. And when I remodel, I don't adjust the exterior much at all. But I think in this one, we're gonna have to. I think we have to adjust the outside a little bit. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit. So the first thing I like to do is give us a clean slate. So I'm gonna go through and just make all of the walls this blank wall. And it's the wall that is just default in the builds when you like start to build something. And we are doing that to the floor as well because I just can't. It's also so incredibly dark in this build. So for the outside, I like to start by just kind of removing everything for the inside and the outside, but we're gonna remove everything. And I will say this is not going to be base game only. I will be using packs for this because while base game has gotten better, it hasn't gotten next. So that's pretty much everything outside. And we're also going to bulldoze the terrain paint because surprisingly, there's decent terrain paint. Like the terrain paint's not too bad, but the house is bad. And I can't handle this whole roof overhang. So I think I'm just gonna flatten that out a little bit. And if we're gonna do a slanted roof, we're gonna do a slanted roof. So I think we're gonna make it a little taller like that. And why not bring the eave forward like this on this piece? It's gonna look a little funky up here, but I don't know if I care that much, but it just kind of gives a little bit of interest in the roof with having it be kind of cut off like that. I think it's kind of fun. And so that already just looks better. It just looks so much better from the start. I also am going to actually delete our path here because that's gonna make things worse too. Now, as for walls, mid-century, there's a lot of different like mixed materials. So we're gonna do both wood, like wood paneling, or not just paneling, not necessarily wood paneling, but paneling and also stone. And I actually really like this one from Life and Death. I kind of like that. And then we're gonna get some sort of paneling. And I do think we are gonna do like a wood paneling. I'm thinking of vertical paneling. I think we're gonna do this dark brown from Business and Hobbies. It's a really nice wall color. And I'm also going to bring this stone partially down the side like that, I think. And we'll do that there. And then we'll add a column to break that up just so it doesn't look too crazy. And then we're also gonna add a column under that roof piece like this. I don't know if it's gonna be this specific column, but we're gonna start with this one. Already, this looks so much better. And to start with some windows, I do think base game does have the best mid-century windows, so we will be using base game windows. I do, however, love adding custom windows. So I will do like a whole wall of these windows, and it's the perfect height to overlap the roof too, so it doesn't look funky. Like if you place a window in the middle of a roof, it does that, but this is the perfect height to not clip into the roof visually so you can't see it stick up from the top, but also fit in that spot. And then I love doing that on the other side as well. So basically you just do this and you just line them up and it just looks really cool. And it does a really cool effect on the inside as well. Like it's such a neat feature when you do it like this. And then you have a really cool window right there. And then another window that I love to use is from Jungle Adventure. There's a few different sizes of it, but it's this ancient paneless window panel. And it also has a very mid-century feel, especially if you change color of it. And this is also fun to use as like a fence because you could add a wall here per se, and you could make it into a fence just like that. And I think that's also really cool. Obviously you would make it look better, but I just think that's a fun way to do that. And I kind of like the idea of maybe adding a carport right here. I don't know how well it'll work, but we can try. That's like a little carport, and then we can kind of put that in there, but like that doesn't really fit. So I don't know if I love that and if we'll actually keep that. But it is like a really fun concept, but I don't think it's gonna work in this space. Okay, so I decided to put it up on a very slight foundation. It's just one step, so you don't even need stairs to step up onto it. I just thought it would give it a little bit of interest visually. Like, I think it looks really cool. And I also added a few more columns just to add some more visual interest to it. And then we're going to choose our roof texture, which I don't think is a huge deal for this house. I just don't want it to be this blue. Honestly, I think that's okay. It's not, the roof texture color is not super important in my opinion. And I think I am gonna use this thicker trim. It's just these houses had really thick roof trim and I do like it in the white color. So I think it's time to find a door for this. And we do have some nice mid-century doors. I think for this one, we do need a smaller one just because it's a small house, but I do really like the blue of it, of this just like default swatch. And so I think we're gonna keep it blue. This is from Get Famous and I like this door a lot. Other options we have are this one, which I also do like, and it comes in a very similar shade of blue, but it's just a small door and there's not a larger version. And then for our pathway up front, we don't have a lot of space. I'd love one that like turns, but we don't really have a lot of space for that unless we do that. Although, you know, I don't hate that. You know what? Let's play around with that a little bit. We can landscape around that a little bit, and I think that'll be fun. And we're actually gonna use a lot of base game landscaping because I find that base game landscaping is just really nice. Like, it just kind of matches every single world regardless of what it is. All right, it's kind of minimal landscaping, but I like it. And it's a little bit of a mix of more of the desert, like succulents, and then also just like a little bit of like hedges that I feel like they would intentionally grow. Like, I feel like the person who lives here is really going for the aesthetic. So they would grow this bush. And then for this kind of terrain paint, because we're on like a dirt sand, we're actually going to use a dirt, like a reddish dirt sand kind of terrain paint versus like an actual regular dirt, basically under everything that touches the ground. So if it touches the ground, it gets dirt, or I guess in this case, sand. I think that looks really nice. So we're gonna go onto the inside. We're gonna get rid of everything. This also ended up in the chimney that I added. And we are going to completely re-floor plan because this is a bad floor plan. Now we're gonna do one bedroom. It probably will stay one bedroom, but it'll actually have walls instead of what it had originally, because what was that? And the bedroom over here honestly does make a lot of sense. So we will do that, where we actually have a wall for our bedroom. And you know what? We can fit 2 bedrooms in here. We can fit 2 bedrooms in here because we can do that, and it can be a normal bathroom with like a door here, or we can do a Jack and Jill. I don't know if we can have enough space for Jack and Jill, but like it could possibly be a Jack and Jill. And there's our bedrooms, and it works perfectly fine. We don't need a lot of space for other things. Now, because it's mid-century, we kind of have to have a sunken living room. It's kind of a requirement. We have to have a conversation. Then we can put stairs, and then our kitchen can be over here and we got a little dining space. It doesn't have to be a huge house. Like, there's not much going on. And we have to get lights because it is so dark in here, and we will put more windows in. I just like to wait to do the other windows on other sides of the house after I floor plan. And I think we might put a half wall over here. I feel like mid-century houses always had half walls. So I'll put a half wall here, and the kitchen will be in this corner. So now we'll add more windows. All right, there's our windows. I think we'll put a window in the kitchen as well, but I like to put the kitchen in first before we do that. Now for our kitchen tile, I really like this one. It's from City Living, but I think it's just honestly a really great floor for this kind of house. I think we're gonna start with the kitchen for like furnishing. And since we're going mid-century, since we're just kind of like full sending mid-century, we're gonna use these cabinets. And we could go full avocado kitchen, but I don't think we're going for quite that mid-century. I do really like this orange, like almost like a creamsicle. I don't think I've ever used this swatch before, and I kind of want to. All right, now why are the handles different colors? What the heck? Why are the handles metal? Okay, never mind. All right, so I've decided to go with Room and Decorator because this is one of my other favorite cabinets I like to use for mid-century build. I just think it's really fun. So we've gone for this. We've gone for cabinets. We're gonna pretend that the range hood does not overlap with the cabinet and would make it impossible to open. We're ignoring that, okay? We're ignoring that. And we are going to get a window here in the corner and kind of center, well, we're going to center the window on this because obviously. And this kitchen is kind of surprisingly large. So I kind of like the idea of, well, I liked the idea. I don't know if I like it anymore. It might be too small for this, but for like a little island. All right, the concept is fun. The execution, not so much. So we went to an island. And this is one of my favorite rugs in the entire game, and I'm going to put it in the kitchen because I like it so much. Now for kitchen decor and clutter, we are going to go with mostly the kitchen clutter kit because I think it has some fun stuff that we can use. And we are going to alt place. And if you want to alt place like this, all you have to do is first turn on your Sims 3 camera mode. You can change it up here in the right corner. And then you're going to type in bb.moveobjects on in your cheat bar. And then once you do that, you can slot an item to your counter, your surface, and then you can pull the item away and it'll keep the height of that. So then once you pull your surface away like this, you can then go in place your item. You can hold Alt to really refine where you put it and then bring your item back, and it's Alt placed. It's especially great when doing kitchen cluttering. It makes life so much easier, and it will possibly impact your functionality. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to over clutter. And when you're doing this, you always want to keep one counter piece open. It will possibly make it that you can't cook. So make sure you always have at least one counter open for your sim to be able to cook from. Okay, that's kind of cute. I like it. That's a fun little clutter kind of thing. And then we need some wallpaper. Honestly, I think I might just go with this white tile. I think it's kind of nice. And then we have our little living room space over here. Not living space, our dining space. We're going to be using Cozy Kitch because this is just, it's my favorite. I love Cozy Kitch. We do not need that many chairs. This is a 2-bedroom household. We can have 4 chairs. I think 4 chairs is fine. I'm going to tuck it in a little bit closer to the wall just so you have more walking space. And I love yellow chairs, and it kind of brings in yellow from the rug. I think that's really nice. Maybe pull in some blue from the rug with our lamp. I love that so much. And I think I might actually extend the floor from the kitchen into our little dining area and maybe separate it more like that. And that way the rugs will be a little bit more separated. I don't like the size of that, so we're gonna scale this to make this 0.9 maybe. Yeah, just a little bit smaller. I don't know if the mic is picking this up right now, but if you hear a really loud clanging noise through the rest of this, it's my radiator. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so you might hate this, but I love a good wood paneling wall, and I think that's really nice in the kitchen. So that's our kitchen for right now. Am I gonna come change it later? Who knows? Possibly. Make this dark. I like that. So moving on to our living room, I think we're gonna start with just a pink color for the rest of like the main living area, which might change. And actually, I think it's not gonna be green. It doesn't match the door at all. All right, so now for our living room. Normally I go with the sectionals, but I like the idea of using Cozy Kitch. I just think Cozy Kitch is just so nice. It's such a nice kit. It just makes me so happy. But I think we'll go for slightly more subdued colors for our living room. Got a lot of color going on in the kitchen, so we'll calm it down a bit. But I think we'll add a fun rug. Maybe not, doesn't fit very well. And we are gonna add a TV, but I think we'll do this one. That is the picture frame TV, just because it makes it blend in more. All right, so I went ahead and added a little gallery wall to kind of blend the TV in with a little bit of wall decor and paintings, and put a little bit of stuff on our little TV stand, console table, whatever you want to call it. And now we just need to grab a rug. And I think a rug with a fun shape would be fun. And there's one that's kind of like an avocado shape. This one from Seasons that has some fun swatches. The only wish is that it breaks. So I think we have to go with a rug that we can't really shrink because it's really goofy and it bugs out. Problem is that's not many rugs. Maybe that, like a sunburst kind of thing. That's kind of fun and have good colors. I do love this rug. I think that's nice. I think that's nice and cute. All right, now we have our entryway. There's honestly not much to really put here. We could maybe put like a little, like a shelf or a small table. We can do Dream Home Decorator. That's fine. That's the same color as our counters, so I think we'll go with that. Oh, that's cute. A little bit of clutter over there. Maybe we'll throw like a little bag. You know, like someone tossed their bag over here, dumped their shoes on the floor, them off. And we'll get a nice little welcome mat. Maybe we'll get an actual welcome mat for outside too. That's cute. I like it. Wait, that's fun. That's very fun and colorful. I like it. I like that color too. So there's our little entryway. It's a little bit more subdued, but I like it. And then I'm deciding that I don't like this transition between these 2 floors. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab a fence. I'm going to grab this fence from Get to Work, and I'm just going to draw it over there, and it adds a really nice transition piece, and it is fully functional. Like your Sims can walk over that. Like it's not one that impedes the ability to walk anywhere with your Sims, so it makes things really nice looking without like sacrificing the ability for your Sims to do something. If we did it like that, we could make it a Jack and Jill, and then we could put our sink over here. Okay, that works. I don't like the shower. I'll swap the shower out for something else, but I kind of like it. I don't think I've ever used a shower before in my life, but it kind of matches our counter, so I'm going to use it. And it's from Get Famous, which has a lot of mid-century stuff. So you know what? We're gonna do it. Why not? Do a white tile floor, and honestly, we might do a white tile wall too. Yeah, honestly, simple bathroom, nothing crazy. Of course, we'll get some toilet paper. We'll all place a bottle of soap in here. Nice and simple. Maybe a hand towel. Yeah, I guess they can have a hand towel. All right, there's our bathroom. And then we have 2 bedrooms, and I think I need to put carpet in them. I think it just works. And this one had green in it for some reason, and I kind of like the green. So this is gonna be the primary bedroom, and then this will be like maybe a kid's bedroom, or even like an office or like a nursery kind of thing. It'll be just like the secondary bedroom, but this will be the primary bedroom. And I really love this new businesses and hobbies bed. And we can make it green. It matches the walls. Matches the walls. I have to. Do you really want your walls to match your bed and like your bedding? Probably not, but I don't care. Nice. That looks really nice. I like it a lot. Okay, but that kind of looks nice with the yellow. I honestly, I have to say, I'm a big fan of yellow and green together. I don't think it is a popular combination, but I like it. I think it's a fun combo. I don't really have a lot of space for a dresser, so we're going to mess around with that. Honestly, this could be nice. That kind of matches the bed with the color. Okay. I just haven't put curtains anywhere. Let's take a curtain break. We've gone for simple curtains because I can't be bothered to put other curtains in here. And now it's time to add some decor in the rest of this room. Here, you can like look at your outfit and that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll throw a plant next to that. Cute. I like how this is looking. And then maybe we'll put some sort of surface on that wall. The thing is that it's not centered. So like gonna be off centered with that. So maybe not. What if we got like an ottoman? We place an ottoman at the end of the bed. And this one's from Business and Hobbies, so it would match or not. And it matches that wood. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's pretty fun. And I think that's the bedroom. Maybe we should get a lamp. Let's get some lighting and then we'll call that bedroom. I know this lamp is like technically broken, but I like it and it's cute and it's yellow. And I think we're just gonna use that on both of them. It's just so cute, just like that. And if you want to do something like that and like just have the same item on like two places, or just want to like duplicate something, if you hold your item and you hold shift and then place it down, it will duplicate the item so you can place it again. There are some items that do that by default, like chairs and counters, but for most items, they won't duplicate. So if you just hold shift, and you can duplicate it. All right, now on to the second bedroom. I think we'll make this into like a generic kids room, I think. Ooh, bunk bed would be really cute. We could do like a loft bed, or we could do bunk beds. I think we're just gonna do a loft bed. It's a small room. I like that pale pink, and we don't have a lot of pink in this house, so I think I like the pink. This room is looking so cozy already, and I think if we add that armchair from Cozy Kitsch, that'll be really cute with it. Put a little comfy chair here. I think I've gone for like a almost like a tween / like teen room, but it's really cute. Oh, I love the red with it. Okay, big fan of that. Just a few like little finishing touches. Maybe something else on our wall over here. Maybe we'll put a little wall mirror. That's so cute. And then we can just get maybe like a light pink on our wall. Oh, I like that. But maybe something with pattern though. Maybe like a wallpaper. Oh, okay. Is that too much? But I like it. It's like too much, but in a really cute way. That's such a cute room. Okay. It's a little bit much, but I like it a lot. I like it probably too much. I think we'll just put like a piece of art here on our wall. Do that color. And I think that's it. We don't have space for anything really in the back. And I don't want to do anything in the back. I think the back is fine. And I think that's it. This has turned out really cute. This is so much better than the original version. Like, and this, it's barely changed too. Like in terms of like the shape, it has an extra 2 tiles or like 3 tiles, I think, in the back. And I think it looks so cute. So as a little reminder for our interior, this is our entryway right here with our living room, sunken conversation pit, obviously, our dining room and our kitchen, and then the primary bedroom with the Jack and Jill bathroom and the kids room. I love how this turned out. It's so cute. It's just so cute. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below of what house you'd like to see me remodel next. I've been really enjoying remodeling and redoing a lot of the base game and like EP houses. So tell me which one you'd like to see next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!